Good evening, everyone. So this is going to be my review for the Clint Eastwood directed movie, The 1517 to Paris. If you didn't know, this is based on a true story. It's about the 2015 terrorist attack on the train going from Amsterdam to Paris and the heroes, three American heroes that basically stopped the attack from happening. What's really cool is this story, the basic summary is the story of the three Americans, two of them military, the story of basically their childhood together, one of them going through basic, and then their kind of vacation, their leave in Europe up to the train attack. And what's even cooler is that the three heroes depicted in the film are actually played by the actual heroes who did it. So they're not actors, they're the actual three Americans. Alex Scarlitos, Spencer Stone, and Anthony Sadler. So that's the basic synopsis. As far as a review goes, I mean, it's based off of an actual event that only happened 3 years ago, so everything's kind of still fresh in everybody's mind. It is an interesting perspective that they're using the real heroes to play the actors, which sometimes it comes off as really well, but then sometimes not so much because, I mean, who wrote the script? I mean, is it going off of them saying, oh, I remember saying this? Or is it going off of fictional information? I have a feeling it's them saying, no, I didn't act it like this. But you have to always think about this. When you're going through an event, you never see yourself going through it. You're only seeing yourself through your eyes. And so somebody else telling you how you acted and reacted is actually different from how you think you did because your memory is really faulty. But anyway, I actually thought the three men did a pretty good job in the movie. Now this movie, one point I have to comment on is that this movie is only an hour and 34 minutes, which is actually short for a film. Obviously 2 hours and 2 hours is usually the length of a movie, but this will only be an hour and 34. I actually thought it went too long, and just because this is straight out reaction right here. So I feel like this is how you were in school and you had to write let's say 10-page paper, and you write your first draft, and then you realize that it's only 7 pages long, and you're like, oh crap, you're gonna have to come up with something to get up to that 10-page. I feel like it's the same because the train attack only happens for a good, I think, 12 minutes in the film at the very end. That's only 12 minutes. So I feel like the screenwriter, because it was a screenwritten, basically it got to the point where they're like, okay, well, we had the train attack. Okay, that's 12 minutes. Okay, so obviously we're going to have to, let's get some background on the three Americans. Okay, so we'll do childhood and some of them going through army life. Okay, so we got that. We got childhood, we got army life. Them going right before they get on the train. All right, they filmed all that, and okay, we're at 50 minutes. Let's fill some time. So you're at that stage when you're writing that paper where you're just throwing in miscellaneous facts to get that length up, because some of the scenes in basic, some of the scenes when they're children, and some of the scenes in Europe were just unnecessary. I mean, I just feel like they were just trying to fill the time. And you have to think, scenes in movies are supposed to do two things. They're supposed to either, one, advance the plot, or two, give us some more depth and understanding of a character and their motivations. So that's what those two scenes are. I mean, those scenes are supposed to be like. But we had to see every single stop they made in Europe and every single little interaction that they did, because, I mean, it just felt like they were filling in time. I think it got to the point where they were at an hour and 20. They're like, 14 more minutes. What are we going to do? Okay, let's throw in every memory you ever had as a child. Let's throw in every memory you ever had, Spencer, of you going through basic. And that's the only thing, because the event that we're all leading up to only takes 10 minutes. And actually, that's the best part of the movie, is seeing that take place. But other than that, it's really not that bad of a film. And what I thought was really cool is, this is a spoiler, so sorry, but at the very end of the film, they actually didn't refilm it, but they actually used the actual news conference and footage from when they got the Legion of Honor from the French Prime Minister. because there's a ceremony, but you can entirely tell that it was the original broadcast because it's filmed differently. And you can tell that the three Americans, three heroes, whatever you ever want to call them, look slightly a little different than right before that scene, them walking up the steps and everything. But I really liked that effect. That effect was really, really cool, and them leading up there. But do these three actors have a future? I don't think they do. But other than that, the movie was really great. It was a little propagandy. I can kind of tell there's some propaganda thrown in about the war on terror, but it happened 3 years ago, so there's that. But other than that, straight up film. So it is the 5th film I've seen so far this year, and I'm putting it at number 4 actually. So it is. I'd rather see it before Den of Thieves right now. Anything I'd rather see before Den of Thieves. But actually, I'd rather watch The Commuter, which it's kind of funny because it's another train movie. I'd rather watch that before I watched 15 to Paris, 17 to Paris again. Commuter had a little bit more intrigue, and it's some things I'm going to have to rewatch to kind of get it. Whereas 17 is quite literally a straight shot. It's a story, and then it's done. So, yeah, that's my review. All right, I will see you next time for what I think is going to be Black Panther, and I'm so excited. So until next time, thanks everyone.